Fundamental Management Accounting, December 2023, question number 5. But A rates reciting one example for each. Define the following types of cost. We have avoidable cost, prime cost, marginal costing. 2 marks each. Let's start with the avoidable cost. We defined and we give one example. What is avoidable cost? These are the costs that is not incurred if the activity is not performed. This is the cost. Let me write it here. This is the cost that is not incurred if the activity is not performed. If the activity is not performed. It can also be said to be, the expenses that can be eliminated. The expenses that can be eliminated by not longer than undertaking specific business. By no longer than undertaking specific business activity. Example for this is we have the raw materials, e.g. raw materials. And then prime cost. Prime cost, we shall say that is the aggregate of the total direct cost. It is the aggregate or the sum aggregate of the total direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, and we have variable overheads. And then we have the marginal cost, is the change in the total cost that that arise when the quantity is produced. This is the change in the total cost that arise when the quantity produced is increased by 1 unit, is increased by 1 unit. Full stop. But B, Derap Enterprise wishes to prepare master budgets for the forthcoming period. Information regarding the product cost and sales level is as follows. When given information of the material required for Q&M, have 10 kilograms, certain liters have been given. Labor hours required, we have also been given for skilled and semi-skilled. Sales level we have been given there. Then additional information, opening inventory we have also been given. as 1,200 for Q and 1,400 for M. Addition information: opening inventory for material T was 14,075 kilograms and for material set was 15,750 liters. Closing inventory of finished goods will be sufficient to meet 20% of the sales demand. Closing inventory of material will be sufficient to meet 25% of production's requirement. Material price of 15 shillings per kilogram for material T and 12 shillings per liter for material set. Labor costs are 120 shillings per hour for skilled workers and 80 shillings per hour for semi-skilled workers. Required: prepare the following functional budgets. We have production budget in units only. Now, production budget. Production budget in units. We shall have the closing inventory, that's the formula. Have closing inventory, which we are going to put there as X. We add units sold, then we less opening inventory, which is XX. Whatever we get becomes our production budget in units. Therefore, in this question, we are meant to calculate the closing inventory because we have the unit sold, we have been given, and we are told that 20% of that we can get the closing inventory. Therefore, we are going to have M and Q. Have here M. Sorry, we start with the Q first. We have Q, and then we have here M. Now we can talk of closing inventory. Closing inventory. Closing inventory, Roman number, addition formation number 2. Closing inventory of finished goods will be sufficient to meet 20% of sales demand. 20% of sales demand. Demand we have here, sales. That's 8,000 and 6,000 respectively. Now here we can take 20%. 20 over 100, we are multiplying by 8,000. The same here, 20 over 100, we multiply by what? 6,000. What you get? 0.2 multiplied by 8,000. We have 1,600. That's our closing inventory. Then 0.2 multiplied by 6,000. We have 1,200. We add sales unit. Add unit sold, which we had 8,000 and 6,000 respectively. And then we have less opening inventory. Opening inventory we were given. We say opening inventory in units. We had 1,200 and 1,400. Now we are having 1,200 for Q and 1,400 for M. Therefore, we have 1,600 plus 8,000 minus 1,200. You have 8,400 units. And then that aside, we have 1,200 plus 6,000 minus 1,400. You have 5,800 units. Those are the units that were produced for that particular period. Roman number 2, the material usage budget in kilograms and liters. Material usage in kilograms. Then in this case, we are going to have material usage. We are going to have that is T in kilograms. And then we have set in liters. It is not 7, it is T. Then we can have Q and then M. The material that were used in or were produced in Q, we had 8,400. Now in this case, we are going to have 8,400 and also here 8,400. While M, we had 5,800 and then 5,800. We multiply by the number of units that were utilized and that are same. Now, on this information, we were told that material required for T, we had 5 kgs and 7.5. That is for T. In that case, we are going to have 5. Then we multiply by what? 7.5. What of that particular set? Let's just retrieve. Let me use the questions I'm having, which is we had for set 2.5. That's the material required liters, and that Q 2.5 and the Q have 2.5. Then we had 10. We can try to multiply to see what we get. That is 8,400. We are multiplying by 5. Have 42. And then we have 5,800 multiplied by 7.5. That is 43. 500. Then we can add plus 4,200. 42,000, sorry, we get 85. kgs. And then let's look for Z. We had 8,400. We multiply by 2.5. That is 21. 21 liters. We have 5,800. We multiply by 10. 58,000. When you add, that is 58,000. Plus 21 get 79 liters. 79 liters. And then Roman 3, the material purchase budget in kilogram and liters and in shillings. Material purchase budget. The formula, let me just write the formula. Material purchase budget, we are going to start with closing inventory. Closing inventory of the materials usage. We have to add material usage. Then we less the closing opening inventory. Right? Therefore, we are told something on addition information. Number 3, the closing inventory of material will be sufficient to meet 25% of production requirement. Production requirement. We go to where we had production. In A, Roman 1, we had production requirement for Q. It was 8,400, and then for that M, we had that, and we are going to get 25% of that. Why am I? In that case, we can material purchase budget material purchase budget. Well, we start with the closing inventory. We are going to have this is 40. Then we have set. In case I can do it that way. In that case, we take 25% of 100, multiply by 85, 500. Then we have 25% of 100. We are multiplying by the one they used. That was 79. Was it 78? 79,000. That is 25 over 100. We are multiplying by 85. Let me just confirm correctly. 85,000. You get 21 to 50. Half year 21 to 50. And then we have 25%. We are multiplying by 7,900. 9,000 we have, that is 19,750. Then we add material usage, which was what? We had here 85,000. Then we had 79,000. We less opening inventory. Opening inventory we were given in addition information Roman 1, but for the opening inventory of material T, it was 14,075, 14,075. Then opening inventory for said it was 15,750. What you get if you do that, you have 21 to 50 plus 85,000 minus 14,075. Here we get 92,175. Then we hit 19. That's just a minute. 5 multiplied by 79. That was 19,750 plus 79,000 minus 15,750. Here we get 83. Now we are told that prepare the material purchase budget in kilogram and liters. Now these are the material purchase in kgs or kilograms, and these are in the liters. Therefore, if we are meant to do it in shillings, we were given a particular information. That's an additional information number 4. The material prices are 15 shillings per kilogram and 12 shillings per liter. 15 shillings per kg. Now in this case we can multiply by the cost per kg stroke liters. Now here we multiply by 15, then here we multiply by 12. Answer multiply by 12, we get this point as 996,000. Then we have 92,175 multiplied by 15. You get the cost is 13,82,625. That is Kenyan shillings. That is the cost. And then lastly we are told to prepare the labor budget in hours and shillings. Labor budget in hours and shillings. Therefore, we are going to have labor hours. We have that is for Q, and then we have the M, Remember we had skilled and semi-skilled. Now let me start with skilled. Skilled manpower. Then we have the semi-skilled. We use the units that were produced is what we are going to use to get the hours that were incurred. We had 84. And then for M, remember we had 5,800 units. 5,800. We are using an assumption that they did the same work. Then the skilled hours, we had 10. Semi-skilled for Q, we had 5 hours per unit. Then we had for M, we had 5 hours per unit. Then semi-skilled, they used 12.5. Let's try to get a total number of hours. Total number of hours worked. At this point, if you take 8400 multiplied by, I guess this one, you should be getting 84. And then this multiplied by this, you get 42,000. Then when you add to it 400,000, you get 126,000 hours. What about that side? Multiplied by 5, you get 29. And then we have 5,800 multiplied by 12.5. 72,500. 72,500. Multiplied by 29. At 101. 101,500. Therefore, we are multiplying by what? The cost per hour. We are told Roman 5, the labor costs are 120 shillings per hour for skilled. Now then let me just write it, labor cost. Labor cost. Labor cost per hour. Here we are told that is 120 shillings per hour, 120. Then for M, it is 80 shillings per hour. Therefore, we can multiply by, that is 80. We get 8,120,000. And then we can also use this one, multiply by 120. We get 15,120,000 shillings. 15,120,000 shillings. That is the labor budget, both in hours. In hours, you got 126 hours and 101,500 hours. Then in shillings, we multiply by the labor cost that we have been given. And the material purchase budget, we also do it in units, which we call, these are units. And then we multiply by the cost which we are given, you get it. And then we had material usage budget, we have to segregate. That is 40 in kilograms and said. That were in liters, we get the number of units that were used, or material purchase usage in kilograms and that. Then production budget, which you are given. The only thing that you have not been asked in this case to determine the sales budget, because we are not given the selling price per unit. I guess that's the reason why you are not asked to prepare the sales budget. That's how it's supposed to be done. That's question number 5 of December 2022.